And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time, Panzer Corps 2, as Kuybyshev, or on the Kuybyshev map. This is actually the second time I'm going to be attempting to record the intro to this. We had a crash, so I decided probably didn't want to watch that if you're watching this on YouTube. So we're going to work through replacing some of our units here with upgrades and such. We do have a couple upgrades we get to pick from inside. Is any of the ones that we want to bench? I want to bench that Pioneer. Then we'll work with upgrades. So, from the last attempt at recording this, we did work out that we didn't want to upgrade the armored cars. I was thinking about it, but it's actually a armor downgrade of the armored cars to upgrade them. The reinforced there. And then we're upgrading, I think it was the infantry. Basically upgrading our most veteran infantry to their 43 equivalent. There we go. Those are the upgrades I think we're going to take. We're going to take a Tiger. Brand new vehicle. One of the reasons we're only doing 3 upgrades is I'm running with the drawback of slow modernization, so I can only get 3 upgrades per mission. And most of the upgrades we want to do are probably in the form of infantry. Cool. Very interesting. Might not have any transport. We do want it to have transport. Why I'm not allowed to purchase that? That was what we ran last time. Although if it wasn't what we ran last time, that might explain the crash. Did I not bench one of the, or did I bench an infantry that I didn't bench last time? That might have made sense. I'm trying to remember what I did for the last deployment. I did definitely deploy at least 1 more, if not 2 more infantry. I may have screwed up and not had one of them deploy with transport. That would explain it. Explain the difference. Or maybe deploy them, none of them with transport. Yeah, that would be 9, 10, which was exactly what I deployed. Okay. Grab one of the older Pioneers, that'll be fine. So we can have transport on the Pioneers. There we go. So that's a 131 out of 131 core slots. Let's start getting our guys deployed. We're going to start with the Fallschirmjäger that we're going to fly north. So I'm going to try working, I think, on the 3 main objectives we've got west of the Volga. Then we're going to cross the Volga, try to capture the area south of the bunker. Then we can shell the bunker with all the artillery and then have one of the Pioneers, probably coming from the west, burn it out. We only have 1 sealed airfield at the moment. The farther one back is not sealed, so we're going to have to put the strategic bombers closer up. So that's our Air Force deployed. want to do recon. That's not a recon. Send the Panzer up the road. I think it's the G's are the more advanced. Send them G's up there. We're going to start with most of our Broken Pioneer on the river here. Although I'll put one up here for actually going north to help with encirclement. We'll want a Pioneer and probably a Ver going north. I'll put another tank over there. Let's put another tank over there. And we, as you can kind of see, when did you get deployed? Don't remember deploying the Panzer IV, Panzer III. This is mine. I meant to move you to the reserve. That's where the mass screw-up's coming from. How do I fix that? I don't want to fix that. Pick up the Pioneer. We haven't assigned heroes to... It's still in the reserve. Push you into the reserve. That gives me some space to grab. Here we go. And then the big 21 centimeters. That was supposed to be the artillery. Assume it's going to grab from the area it's grabbing from, and it didn't change the area on me. Anyhow, you can see we basically fill up the starting area here with all our starting troops. Oh, and I have undeployed heroes, so I need to pick which ones get the heroes. Okay. I think First Strike mostly wants to go on our Pioneers. So you've got a hero, you don't have a hero. Rapid fire. First strike. We need to put Fierce Fighter on the Tiger. Fierce Fighter is the new one. Put aiming assist. And a first strike on the Fallschirmjäger. Okay, so that's our heroes deployed. Sorry if I'm not speaking out roughly what we did plan-wise, but it's just sort of a repeat from the first recording here. Basically deploying a big batch of guys down here. We're going to sweep up and along the Volga, take these objectives. We're going to sweep some of our assets across the Volga, just because otherwise we're going to be a bit stuffed on the space here. They're going to come up the east side of it, partially to help crossing, partially to help with encirclements. We need to, for example, block this bridge here if we want to capture the guys in there intact. We've got three places basically west of the Volga. We have one in the Bend, and then we have 3 east of the Volga. So let's get to playing the map. So ending deployment here. It is cloudy on this first turn, which isn't an immediate concern. Okay. Let's position you like so. Oh, that's not good. Was not expecting such quite a rude awakening on that landing. Alright, landing zone. Oh, there be Soviets. Okay, I don't think the Schwarzenegger are going to be particularly successful. Okay. Don't think it's even quite such a good turn as I'd hoped, but it'll be a workable one, I think. So North is going to want an AAA, so I'll push an AA like that. East is going to want an AAA. Okay, can't quite cover the Tigers. Well, that's maybe not an immediate concern. The Tigers are pretty resistant to attack. Probably wants to be focusing on a vehicle, presumably not in AA range. Okay, we'll hit you. Of course, there's an AA there. Wolf, can you get up to hit the plane? Yeah. Okay, then we have a couple of carpet bombers that we'll use probably mostly to suppress the guys in the entrenchment. Okay. I think that's what we're going to roll with for the first turn. There's definitely... Well, the armored car here can move a little bit. That armored car could shoot. Although we don't necessarily need to shoot it. We probably want to encircle it first, and then we can get it to surrender, and that would work best. Soviets' turn. Okay, that's not too much of a concern. Finding out I maybe put too many guys going this direction, but... Or the other way is maybe I didn't put enough. We'll find out in a moment. Okay, we got that one to surrender. That's not too worried about the infantry attacking out of that position, so we'll slide you in there. Press that position. So it's sufficiently suppressed. I just need to have someone deliver the surrendering blow. That's overkill, but it'll work. Can I get you to bring a plane down? Sure. You know, the folk will mash up the last one over here. I presumably have more planes, but might as well deliver the pain we can this turn as far as destroying enemy aircraft. 2 aircraft down. Okay, found a minefield. It's definitely gonna get shot up a little bit more, but I think that's gonna be what we have to roll with. I've got a bunch of carpenter bombers and a dive bomber. We want to dive. The tanks over here are tempting. KV-1 in particular. So the KV-1. Okay, get the T6 to surrender. Like so. We're going to risk half this tank to make sure we can get the other one circled. Now we can suppress these guys and we can work on getting rid of them next turn. We got these guys sweeping around up behind here. Got a bunch of carpet bombers. Again, I think 3 of which we're going to use to suppress the people in the pocket, and the 4th one's just going to be thrown at a target kind of randomly. Ankle the tank. Actually, arguably the T-60 here is disabled beyond functionality anyway, so we'll leave it off the target list. Okay. Cycle the turn, give the Soviets their go again. It's going to be snowing on the next, so our planes won't be participating in any of the fighting. Oh, theirs won't be either. That poor recon. Went from full health to 2. I think we should at least be able to drop the paratrooper. Hopefully. Oh, that Pioneer's had a bad day. And that's one of our veteran ones, too. Oh, dear. Didn't realize the armored car had only gone that far. Okay. Okay, there we go, encircling the armor, which is actually what I'm concerned about here. I'm not too concerned about the artillery, although we'll take a pot shot at the artillery. Yes, you can drop in that force. That's probably the safest place for you to do the drop right now. So we deploy there, have you deploy there. Fairbuct. Suppose we'll have you deploy over to there. Take that pod shot. Split you. Move you there. You can do the 1 damage to get that guy to surrender. I repeat, you can do the 1 damage. Okay, now we're gonna have to use the tank. Tank's gonna be overkill, we're not gonna do so much prestige for it, but we still get it destroyed. Oh, that's the wrong... That's actually a whole tank. Whoops. Thought it was the other half of this one. I just drove into minefield. I just drove half a tank into minefield. Well, we don't want to lose this half the tank. Yes, don't do things like that. And I suppose our river is frozen right now because of the snow, right? You froze the river. Ground state is frozen. Yeah, okay. So the river's not going to stay frozen, but it's frozen for the turn. Okay, so I need you to scoot forward one way or the other. You're there. Press that vehicle. Make it surrender. Okay, so if we suppress and retreat you, I think you're just going to retreat into the swamp. Although I might accept that. That might be a fine outcome right now. Although, getting you suppressed might be a different problem. Apparently nothing has enough firepower. Okay. Well, then you're going to be fine for the turn. We've got you encircled. You can stay there. That'll be fine. Let's get you up. Hit the artillery, actually. Soften you up a bit. And then this is a turn where the planes can't do any attack runs, so we'll go ahead and take a moment to heal the planes up that are damaged before we end the turn. Oh, you haven't even moved at all. Yeah, let's deploy you so we clear that minefield in the next turn. I mean, you can take a swing, although you can't necessarily hit anything. I don't think the river is going to be frozen next turn, so I don't want to be deployed in the river. So we'll just roll as that is... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to be using. Okay. Second turn, give the Soviets a turn. Guess that artillery piece also had an AT mode. It swapped to A2 and fired an AT mode. Did a lot more damage to a tank than I would have expected just a raw artillery to do. But some of the Soviet ones are multi-type, like that. Well, that's what I get for blindly paradropping paratroopers. We lost some of the brand new paratroopers. Oh, this is a unit you probably want to lose, is the brand new ones, obviously. Did I lose a whole tank there? I think we have lost a whole tank there. Yeah, we lost the whole tank there. That's a bit of a shame. Motion makers are 4. Yeah, there's an argument that I would rather have another P instead of the one we just lost. Let's go to the Tiger. So let's add a Tiger to the basket. And maybe one of the reserve troops as well. Let's pick up the Tiger first. Purchase you, that leaves us 3 space. That moves from the reserve, we can move anything that's 3. I suppose you are 3. There we go. Okay, so as soon as the river doesn't freeze, doesn't blow them up or anything, we can quickly drive them east. I don't think we necessarily need them up north. Well, the artillery is being a bit of a pain here. Ground stays frozen, expected to still be frozen next turn. Okay, so we shouldn't actually have a problem next turn with the river unfreezing, which is good and bad. It means we can't take advantage of the fact that it's frozen. Let's carpet bomb those guys so we can get them to surrender. Oh, maybe I'm not doing enough firepower that I can even get them to surrender given that. Well, we do have you in anti-tank mode. That would get it to surrender, although we take some damage and blow back. Might as well just take the damage though, so we'll do that. Gonna risk the 1-star Broken Pioneer, completing that encirclement. That should get you to surrender. Nah, we low rolled and hit a 1 instead of a 2. Bit of a shame. And yeah, the Broken Pioneer can't hurt the tanks. Oh, you're artillery, not anti-tank. That's why it's so easy to kill you and not the other one. Ah, low rolled. Of course, the Broken Pioneer can finish you off. So we'll have it do that. That'll clear the city. And we can rush the anti-tank gun with infantry. And yeah, if the river, I suppose the river stays frozen, this is going to be an easy ride right up the river to Sierrans. We do need to clear, well, need to clear them enough that we can actually take that zone, but that shouldn't be too hard. Although the artillery here is going to be a bit of a pain. We know there's artillery back there. Yeah, so I think you're the only guy we can actually hit with the bombers that doesn't have air support, or anti-air support, so we'll bomb you. Ah, even that had anti-air support. I think this is going to suppress it, not kill it. Oh no, I got lucky and got a kill. Okay. Got a couple fighters that I could do some reconnaissance with. Let's see what's over here. Nothing in there, okay. And there's more armor over there, okay. So, we are making progress. We got one of the 7 objectives we need to take. Oh, I forgot to put the AT, or the artillery, or AA back on AA mode. It was still in AT mode. Like, why is it not shooting the plane? It's on AA mode. Well, it doesn't matter right now, because we're about to have snow keeping grounding all the planes. Got a very large artillery duel going on. Okay, it's snowing. Okay, killed that minefield. This awkward thing of the overlapping AT and anti-tanks, where I need to get rid of the artillery so the infantry can assault, but I need to get rid of the anti-tanks so the tanks can assault. You know, the age-old conundrum. Okay. Cleared one vehicle there. These planes aren't going to be particularly useful. Snowing. Okay, we got you surrendered. And we get you surrendered. Yes. Okay, get those guys together. Collectively, they should be able to delete that guy. Which gives them an overrun, which allows them to move again. So move into a spot. Okay. I don't want to do this. Yeah, let's do that. Wasn't snowing, we'd be able to take a shot at you. Okay. That should get you to surrender. There we go. What information can get down the road here? Is a civilian in that town? Let's not run that way then for the moment. Let's focus on trying to get up into Iran. And then, like the other turn where we had snow, you should take the moment to heal the planes. It's time to be Shift R. Get the elite reinforcement on them. That's F. F hides the display. We want to make it look pretty. I generally don't want that. Okay, well, our attack here hasn't gone super well, but it's making some progress. Cycle the turn, give the Soviets their go, and then we'll go ahead and put the first part break in for this stream. I suppose that was the drawback of not taking the town that turn. Since they can get in town. Of course, that's not a good place necessarily for the Soviet armor to be either. I can't quite get the Tiger P into position. Okay, there we go. We got them encircled. Probably want to do something to suppress them, but the artillery, in theory, or not the artillery, the carpet bombers can come in and do that. Send the lower quality Dorniers in. Okay, that one will be suppressed enough. Because they get, when they come around to their turn, they immediately get hit with the -4 for being encircled. So that one will be up to 6, that one will be up to 8. The 6th one is actually the more dangerous of the two in that situation, but I think we can still roll with that. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. That actually predicted... I suppose I got a low roll. Maybe them with cars, just shoot these guys up. I suspect there's someone in the town, yeah. Position in the hills where you get close terrain will actually make it a little bit more vulnerable for them to attack you. Tiger Pre is... not the Tiger Pre. The Tiger 1 is probably fine to do that, so I can probably take you off to help guard the flank there. What I could do with a better airfield. What I'd give for a better airfield. Okay, get rid of that anti-tank, please. I'm gonna heal you because you're at 6. You hit that guy. I'm down to 6. No, you need to heal. You're on AA mode. We're running pretty good AA coverage, so we'll leave it there. You know what? You take 3 in return, but if you delete the unit, that just works. Yeah, we still have this annoying AA coverage that's giving us problems. Might just have to bite the bullet and attack through the AA coverage. Come and dive bomb you. Taking one of these airfields will be a lot happier. Right now, the planes are a little bit useless, especially the alternating, or fighter planes at least, are particularly useless. The alternating frozen, not frozen, because that means the Soviets get to attack us every time, and I can't counterattack the fighter planes. Okay. My planes are going to take revenge on the AA just by bombing the AA. It's not particularly great revenge, but... I'm gonna even go and rebase you to the closer one. We know that we had Propulsion Maker bases there earlier, which are deployed, so they don't need to be based there. They're not, effectively not based there anymore. Oh, you have arranged to actually hit the bunker. Bunker returning fire. Or... Oh, we're still in range of that AA. That's what's going on there. Yeah, we're running an AA battery somewhere here. Question is, can I do damage worth running the battery? The counter battery is probably the one we want to hit. If I gotta run the AA. Yeah, we got one hit point on the counter battery there. Okay, let's. I said we were going to end the part and let the part go a little bit longer. Whoops. Soviets have their turn. I will then resist. Try to resist doing another turn here. Okay, nothing too concerning. Taking a little bit of damage here and there, but that's most missions. Counter battery. Because I think that's all the counter battery we get in a turn, so if there's another artillery piece, it's going to be able to get away with no return fire. Oh, so we're at cavalry. Here goes one of our Brückenpioneer. With the fact that all the rivers here are frozen, I may have deployed too many Brückenpioneer. We don't really need that many. Probably better off than just regular infantry. I'd say as the game promptly gives me the opportunity to deploy regular infantry. No, no, don't kill my artillery. We lost the whole gun. Which means we also lost the hero for the rest of the map. Get the hero back in the next one, but losing the guns is the more annoying part. And we lost probably one of the more veteran pioneers, I think. Well, that's sad. Okay, I'm going to do a part break here before I resist doing very much more. So until the next part, I wish you all best of luck and a good time. If you're watching YouTube, that'll be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, that'll be after a short break. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. And bye for now.